I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not going to be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone and you feel like it's only you.
I would say hold on, because the longer you go without acting on an urge, the easier that it will be for you. And the more resilient, the more strong that you'll become, and you'll be able to show that light to so many people.
Going through a really bad time and took advantage of a lot. I never really had anyone who really loved me for me. And it all got too much and I got really depressed. And I don't want to get upset, I don't want to get upset. And I ended up taking an overdose and thinking I can't see myself getting out of this anymore.
Talking about quite a discussion that it took me a while to talk about, but I felt a lot better once I talked about it. And I feel like talking about it in this video as well, a lot of people can relate to. So Big Brother was an amazing experience for me. I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't get as many opportunities in the Rhondda Cynon Taf. So for me to represent my area was just amazing, and it shows a true reflection of what people are like in the Rhondda Cynon Taf, People have different perception, but trust me, it's a fantastic area. But yeah, I mean, to become second, thanks to the public, it was an incredible achievement. But life after Big Brother isn't all, glory, and it's not what people make it out to be, okay? Life after Big Brother for me has been amazing. I'm not saying that. I get recognised everywhere I go. I get positive feedback. It is brilliant. But just because I'm smiling doesn't necessarily show a true reflection of what I'm feeling, okay? So I'm sure you've seen some of it in the papers and online. I did go through a period when, I couldn't leave the house. For the first 5-6 weeks, yes, I was going to a few events there and then, but that was paid events, and that's for me, to have a wage. That's what I was living off. But there was a lot of time that I was, ignoring my family and friends, because I'll be honest with you, you go from being in our Big Brother house for 53 days, plus hideouts for 61 days, no communication with the outside world, so you don't have a text, you can't even go on any social media website, you can't have any communication, so it's quite difficult to then going straight on the outside world, and then you're seeing everyone, and then you go through that first 2 weeks then of everyone knowing you and things like that, to then all of a sudden then you're like, okay, you're going back slowly to normality. But because you're in that house for so long, I didn't want to leave the house. And yes, like I said, I went to 4 or 5 events because that was paid events for income, but there was a lot of other events that I was turning down. I just, for some reason, was going through a very low point, and it lasted 2-3 weeks, I kid you not. I was not even going to my family's house. I was struggling to go out. I'll be honest with you, I was feeling very, very depressed, and people who know me and people who would have saw the Big Brother house, I'm a positive individual. So I'll be honest with you, depression is like something that's not talked about enough for me, and it's almost something that's invisible. Like I said, I smile all the time, but no one was knowing what I was going through. So when I started talking about it, and I encourage people to do so, I know it's very, very difficult. I know a lot of people who go through depression, far more than I have, believe it or not. I only went through it for a few weeks, but it was enough to really, really make me, want to talk about it, So it's quite the topic of discussion that I feel like it's not talked about enough. But for me, the best thing to do when you do get the confidence and encouragement is to be around positive people and talk about it. Believe it or not, you're not the only person going through it. And like I said, it's like an invisible thing that people don't see. Like I said, some people were like, oh, Keem's going out all the time, Keem all the time. I was going out a few times, but nowhere near the amount of times that I usually go out, And when I mean going out, the only places I went was for charity events and personal appearances and meet and greets. But in terms of going out, like spending time with my family, spending time with my friends, I'll be honest with you, I really struggled, and it came out to nowhere. And I really started feeling depressed, like it was like, this isn't me. But after talking about it, opening out, I felt a hell of a lot better. And it just goes to show that depression is something that's not talked about enough, and it can happen to absolutely anyone. And you know, what I'm trying to say is not go on. I'm not saying don't go on reality television. Let me tell you now, going on reality television, coming on and up, was absolutely incredible, and something I'll be forever grateful. And Big Brother was fantastic. The staff there were incredible. The production team were incredible. We had an individual who, after we left Big Brother, was always there from a supportive perspective, which I did use. But yeah, what I'm saying is like, you know, when you go on reality television, just make sure you're aware, like, you know, that when you leave, you know, there will be a period of time when you go from high, and then next thing you know, you're feeling very low. And I kid you not, I know for a fact most people who go through reality television programs have that bit of a period when they just go boom down, and they just don't want to go out, and they just don't want to talk, and next thing you know, they're depressed. I kid you not, like I couldn't even take Miska, my dog, for a walk for 2 or 3 weeks. It was really, really bad, you know. But then what got me through it then was talking about it. As soon as I talked about it, then a lot of people would message me, you know, oh, thank you very much for talking about it, you know, you know, it's great, I feel like I can talk about it. Then I had people relating in, a lot of ex-Big Brother housemates, celebrities messaged me on Twitter, which I was forever grateful for, and they literally were saying we were going through the same thing, you know, we're here if you ever need a chat. And I'll be honest, it made me feel a hell of a lot better knowing that I wasn't the only person going through it, you know. And you know, ever since then, you know, I talk about it all the time, like, and you know, I have nothing but other positivity and people coming back to me saying, you know, yeah, we can relate to that, and you know, yeah, thank you for coming out, it's made me want to come out. And you know what, I feel absolutely amazing now. And yeah, no, I know it was taking me a long time to do this video, but what I'm saying is I feel absolutely 1,000 times better than now I'm coming out and talking about it. I'm doing a channel and talking to you guys as well, than rather than staying in that house and not talk about it at all. You know, for them 2 or 3 weeks, it was absolutely horrific. I'm not gonna lie, it was horrific. I was lying to my mother, like, you know, I was telling her, like, you know, I got things coming up, and I did have a lot going on, but I was declining a lot of things as well. I was supposed to be going to London 6-7 times. I think I went once or twice. So yeah, what I'm saying is, guys, is you're not alone. You know, if you ever are going through a depression period, or you don't feel like you want to go out or talk to anyone, you know, it is okay not to be okay. And please, please, please speak out, because bottling up your emotions like that is not going to be, you know, a resolution to, you know, a good outcome. And yes, there's a hell of a lot more people who went through it far worse than I did. I know that. But talking about it and being around positive people, I just want you guys to know that literally, you're not alone. Okay? So I know this is completely different to my first video, but I really wanted to get the message across, guys, that it is literally okay not to be okay. And please just feel free to talk. Yes, I'm a busy person, but if you ever have any problems and you want to chat to me about it, I'll always make time, okay? That's literally my second video. You know, please feel free to comment. I know there's going to be a lot of discussion about this video, but I felt like I really wanted to get it off my chest again and really emphasize that if anyone ever needs a chat, you're not alone, okay? But yeah, don't stop going for reality television program. You go for your goals, guys, because like I said, it was an amazing opportunity, and I'll be forever grateful. I'm the Big Brother runner-up, you know? Don't give up with your dreams, guys. Go for reality television. But like I said, most importantly, always talk if you're not feeling okay.